I really need to take a break from reviews after that. I don't think I can handle any more weirdness.
Ooh, he's a tint of green.
I've seen weirder things in the Rift.
Sorry, I needed to establish an audible connection to your channel.
Great, now I'm hearing voices other than my evil self. Now I know how A and Y felt during our crossover.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was here for some reason. Hey Looney, why am I here?
To talk about characterization in Magical Mystery Cure.
Ah, right. So, you want to make a My Little Pony What Works?
But I already reviewed Magical Mystery Cure.
But you didn't talk about characterization.
Yeah, I did. Twilight's character development and congruence with the hero's journey.
But what about the other characters?
Say what now?
The other members of the main six?
Oh yeah, them! What about them?
They shouldn't have had as big of a problem adjusting to their new lives.
Care to elaborate?
Sure, but after the intro. Hello and welcome to My Little Pony What Works.
Oh, no. That's my intro. Think of something else to start off with.
Today we'll be discussing the characterization in Magical Mystery Cure.
Yeah, try harder. That's not gonna work.
I already got the intro out of the way, so in this episode, the remaining 5 members of the main 6 were under a different destiny. But I don't think they should have had as hard of a time adjusting to their new lives.
Why? Aren't they still the same pony personality-wise, but just thinking they're doing a different job unaccustomed to their own?
Well, Fluttershy, Applejack, and Rainbow Dash fit their new roles, keeping into account their character, but for the remaining 2, it shouldn't have been as big of a problem. With Fluttershy, it was a very antisocial pony put into the position of an entertainer. This, of course, would result in how Fluttershy was portrayed in this episode. Uncomfortable and trying to get someone, anyone, to smile. Then we have Applejack, a farm pony with a lot of experience bucking apples and running a farm. With all that work, I don't think she has a lot of time to learn about how to make dresses.
That is true, but Rainbow Dash and Rarity make sense. Kinda. With Rainbow Dash, you have a brash and hot-headed pony not thinking about how to care for certain animals. Which of her behavior in May the Best Pet Win is taken into account, being nearly eaten by animals seems very fitting. Then again, she has grown accustomed to Tank, as with Golden Fox's second Vendetta episode, so it can be taken either way. Rarity, on the other hand, Hoof is trickier. Having a pony who's more prone to focus on detail rather than getting the job done, as with the Clouds, is a perfect fit.
The only problem is the social standards. This episode is the first time that we've ever seen a unicorn take the place of a weather team member. Up to this point, it was the Pegasi that took care of big weather control because that's just the way the society evolved. I'm not saying it's impossible for unicorns to control the weather, it just seems unlikely to be accepted by the other ponies.
Well, unless Dorswell's spell affected the town as well, as we see later that Pinkie Pie's mere presence could snap Ponyville out of a depression, further proving that she is best pony.
I don't think she agrees.
What do you mean?
Twilight is my bestest friend Whoopee. Whoopee, she's the cutest, smartest, all-around best pony.
It was early season 1, we could let that slide.
Whatever you want to think. But thinking about Pinkie, her transition should have been the easiest out of all the members of the main 6. Pinkie Pie grew up on a farm moving rocks from one side of the field to the other. I don't care what you say, moving rocks has to have built up some muscle. Bucking apples should be an easy thing for Pinkie to do. Plus, Applejack seems to do a lot of baking, and we should all know that Pinkie loves to bake. It would be the bright part of her day, albeit through a little bit of work.
True, but if you remember from the Cutie Mark Chronicles, we see that Pinkie Pie was bored and uninspired from the work on a farm. There were no smiles, there was no joy, only rocks. To me, having to do the daily maintenance on the apple farm doesn't seem the least bit fun in the slightest.
But the rock farm is very boring and dull, and I still don't understand why a farm needs to move rocks.
Either just Trixie.
On Sweet Apple Acres, we have a bright and fun-loving family, harvesting some crops and making a lot of apple-related baked goods. The baking would probably be a bulk of the work because they only harvest in one season, which seems to be a week out of the year.
Well, that does bring up a good point, and could seem problematic. But you know how much that matters in the grand scheme of things?
0! Huh? What do you mean 0?
Easy, Aisha. The focus was not on the remaining 5 and what the spell was supposed to do. It was more about finding a solution to an almost impossible problem, which the episode did right, unlike some other episodes!
You're still not letting that episode go, are you?
Not if the show keeps reminding me it exists.
Okay, well, you enjoy hating while loving and tolerating. For some reason, that just doesn't add up.
I'm thinking we need to change the motto. Maybe tolerate and respect?
Maybe. Well, for now, I'll see you later.
Well, it was nice talking to you. You're a gun, aren't you?
Well, I'm still here.
You friends with Bentley?
First cousin twice removed.
Ah, cool. Well, door's over there next to the cookies and punch.
Okay. Ugh, these cookies taste horrible.
You weren't supposed to eat them, you know.
Ugh.
It's the turtle.
Tortoise!
Whatever.